A quick heads up, y'all. Today's episode contains material meant for mature audiences. Please prepare accordingly. And now a word from your host.
Hey, thanks for listening. This is Josh FADEM speaking, and I think there's a dog barking in the background. Welcome to our first episode of Here Come the Details. Our guest was JD Houchens. He's a Barbie collector displaying his collection in a pop-up museum in Tulsa, Oklahoma through the end of January 2025. We had a raucous chat, and we chose this episode to be the first one as sort of a holiday kickoff. It's a very good and interesting and crazy conversation. It's a real holiday experience. I'd say it's a Christmas miracle, to be honest. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy. Yeah. Okay, let's just all take a breather in a moment here. Let's just all relax and get into character. There's some grease on this mic boom.
It turned, though.
So this is where I'm looking. And, sometimes doing these discussions, it's a labor of love, and it requires a lot of talents to come together to make it happen. So anyone watching or listening, I can't expect them to care about what happened before we pressed record and showed up and you started listening. But let me just paint the picture and see if it gives us some character development. It was a lot. We worked hard today. It was a long day. And here now, it's a Friday, and the details will be coming soon. I had a lot of coffee because I was tired, and it's the late afternoon, evening. I haven't meditated. I got a lot of questions, thoughts. We're in a Barbie museum, and I drank cold brew. Shout out to my good friend Chris Crofton. And I drank a lot of water, but I've gone to the bathroom a lot, stayed hydrated, but I'm just feeling jittery. And I've got lots of stimulation, overstimulation, distraction. We got this onlooker passing by from outside. We got street windows. I mean, I can feel myself just like talk myself into like a spiral sort of a thing. And I'm just going to take it from where I'm at, which could be like blah, 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 blah. And that might seem or look inauthentic, my blah, blah, blah. But it's a little mix of pushed and authentic. You know, I had two auditions come today. And, as an actor, I'm always like, why did I get an audition? And then I get an audition. And one of them I worked on, and I was like, I don't think I'm doing a good job here. And then the other one was like, oh, that seems like a good part. But then the audition says, hey, you got to show your dick. And I was like, oh, man, I don't want to show that my dick. And then I read the thing, it says nothing here about showing your dick. And then I asked my agent, I said, do we really got to show a dick? And they said they think that they might want to show a dick.
And it was for a clown with a gunshot, right?
Yeah, I don't know if we should say that. Maybe there's an NDA in there. I don't know. But
clown with a gunshot and
I'll
a
get
questionable dick shot.
What's that?
Is it a clown with a gunshot and a questionable dick shot?
Yeah, he's got. I was thinking of saying, well, I'll do it if I can put a rubber chicken over the damn thing. So anyway, I got all this agita going on. That's a Yiddish word from the Jewish show The Sopranos. The Sopranowitzes. So today, my guest is JD Houchens. Did I say that right?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And JD's an interesting guy. I don't know you very well, but I know your partner Karl very well. And Karl is always talking you up, and he's always saying, JD's very interesting. JD knows a lot. JD knows this about that. Karl, he's sitting over there in
I've
a chair.
been oversold.
Yeah,
hopefully I can over-deliver.
He's always like, JD's very smart. JD's the best at puns. JD, he did Second City. JD, he's got a lot to say. But usually when I see you, you kind of look like a.
Did you verify any of this with my LinkedIn? Because I think that it's a spotty work history he's given me.
He's selling you. He's selling you. And we're in the Barbie museum. Now, these are all your Barbies we're surrounded by?
Yeah. Roughly 100 to 120 of them. I've been collecting since I was probably 6 years old. I just turned 37 a couple weeks ago, so this is literally 31 years in the making. And
whoa.
Yeah, I never thought I would display any of this for the public, really. I just collected it. It was a passion project. And
passion.
Yeah.
See,
passion.
that's
obsession.
Obsession. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about, today our subject of discussion is obsession. Think about that. Obsession.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm stewing.
Yeah. You're obsessing about it.
Yeah.
I was obsessing about this dick audition. And
you nailed it.
And I haven't done it yet.
I had no pointers to give you.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
But boom.
That's another thing that Karl said. He said, JD's the best at puns. JD's a pun competition.
But we don't
champion.
do a competition here. You told me that earlier.
When?
We don't do competition. In Tulsa with comedy, it's not a competition.
Well, I said that about myself.
Participation.
I said that about myself.
I'm saying it about myself too.
So, well, then
you're
that's
making me
good.
really nervous because you're really funny, and I just can't go head to head.
Well, this
with
is
you,
no.
so.
We're not going head to head. We're working together. We're having, and this isn't
right.
this isn't an interview. Ooh, did you hear my voice crack? That was interesting and in the moment. We're just in the moment. Like our voices can crack.
Yeah.
You know.
I've got on 2 panty liners in case I have a leakage.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just that nervous.
You know,
It's a 2 panty liner kind of day.
I am. I see. I'm also like I got all this cold brew and I'm like jittering. Normally,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I like it. Here's what I would like. I'd like it if I were just relaxed and I were like, yeah, and I
Okay.
say a thing and then you say a thing. You don't have to mirror me. You can if you want, but. If I were relaxed and I were like, hey, I said a thing, and you're like, I said a thing too. And I was like, I got another thing to say. And you're like, me too. But instead, I just feel like this.
So sort of like, almost like a conversation, but like, not like a conversation, but like a conversation.
It's like a performative conversation.
A performative
I guess.
conversation.
So it's a
Okay.
fake conversation.
All right. So if I was talking to somebody and if I was a normal person who wasn't a 37-year-old male in a room full of dolls I've collected for 30 years,
Yes,
what
31?
would I say to somebody? Okay. You're better at math than I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
I
I'm
was
going to
born in
pretend like I'm
1980.
not that person. I'm just in that room.
What's that?
I'm just going to have a normal conversation with you.
Yeah, right. That's all it is. It's you know what it is? It's a discussion. It's not an interview.
Yeah. Forget about the Barbies. They're here.
I'm also-
little naked lady mannequins behind me. They're just here.
I'm also
It's a backdrop.
releasing the need for perfection. Imperfection
Yes.
we're embracing perfection.
Uh-huh.
'Cause here's the thing. It's echoing here. My senses are all jittery because I didn't meditate, and I like to meditate. Not that matters. I don't like to be that person who's like, I didn't meditate, so everything's off. And I drank all this cold brew. Shout out to my friend Chris Crofton. And
It was really tasty cold brew too. I
yeah,
took a
it's
sip
good
when
cold
you
brew.
weren't
Got it
looking.
at
was good.
Chimera. Oh, I was gonna say the acoustics in the room were kind of echoey. So you said 2 things, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm already like, oh, this whole thing is a fucking mess.
You know, it's just keep going. I hear it's like all in the editing.
Well, no,
Somebody will edit this, and or
That's
they
true.
won't edit it.
You're
you
right.
know, and we'll look unhinged.
You're
And
saying
that's
things
whatever. That's fine. I
unhinged
really
is
don't
fine
care.
with me too. Yeah. See, I can also seem normally I'm like, let's just overtalk. You start talking, I'll start talking. Let's just keep talking. You know, we're talking about obsession. We're discussing. Oh, but I said you keep talking, then you stop talking.
Yeah, I thought that's the conversational aspect of
That's-
it. But yeah, I do keep
Well,
talking.
I'm taking my coat off because I'm getting kind of hot.
and bothered.
Obsession, and that I kind of feel like I smell. But you were saying earlier you think you smell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely know it. For sure.
So we're talking about obsession. Here come the details about obsession and what they are. What is it? Where's it come from? Who has it? What are the different connotations of it? We got with us our director Ian Upton operating the cameras. We got our producer Rob Stuart. He's producing, and then we've got our interjection panel, which also includes our producer Rob Stuart. We got Evan Hughes. We got Jack Damminga, and we've got Karl Jones over in the corner there. Is Karl in the frame? You can walk past it if you want, just to but you can walk past, but don't look in the camera. Act like you're, doing something important. Go walk past like,
Organize
that
the-
looks very
the
yeah.
books.
Yeah, you're organizing the books. What is this, a Jacques Tati film? Look at this production value. Wow, look at this. And then, but interjection panel, you guys all have a thing too. Evan, you should be thinking about, Quiznos, the sandwich shop. Be thinking about that.
Yeah, I was gonna interject something earlier.
Oh, you're going to... Oh, wait, hold on. I was getting everybody a tableau, but Karl sat down. I was getting to create this really great tableau,
Yeah.
Karl, you
was
keep
good
messing with the
movement.
books.
It was
Let's just do
busyness.
that. So you're being busy. Rob, he's producing.
Uh-huh.
Evan, you're thinking.
About Quiznos.
You're thinking about Quiznos. Is that what you do when you think? I would look up... Yeah, that's good. Jack, what are you doing?
More drool.
I'm thinking about Quiznos too.
Okay, so now Jack is reading Evan's thoughts. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, maybe you do something like this, and you put it... Evan, yeah. This is good.
And they're kind of disturbing thoughts. So you have like a certain like about face, like, ooh, what?
Evan,
wow.
play toward the camera. Karl, I'd say a little more busy.
Rob,
more
look
reaching
more
high,
disillusioned.
Changing the stage picture. This is good. This is Yeah, this
There's
is
a
good.
lot happening here.
This
I
is
like
good.
this scene.
Yeah, this is very good. So anyway, perfume.
Yeah.
Talking about stinking, obsession. Oh, Evan, you had an interjection. What were you going to interject?
It's from a long time ago, but when you were talking about the dicks thing, and I read this article where there's no dicks in film that are real. It's all like prosthetics and fake penises.
Even the little ones are not real?
Yeah, not even those. There's never been a real one, basically.
Wow.
That's not true. People show their ding.
So when they
Where?
do like prop auctions, can I buy a prosthetic dick anywhere? Do they have those on like eBay or anything? Could I buy that James Franco prosthetic dick from the movie Milk?
I think you can.
Because I'll get rid of a couple of these Barbies. I mean, as long as it hasn't been washed.
I think there's real dicks galore. We could go
think
down
so,
the
too.
dickography. I think there's so many actors.
If not, that was a really weird audition for you today. Because I bet you showed your dick
Well, I didn't tape it yet.
to a room full of strangers.
I sent it to a lot of people. None of them had anything to do with this project.
I just haven't had a chance to respond yet, but the picture's on my phone. I am going to open it.
I hope I get the part.
Yep.
Have you seen the Brian De Palma film Obsession?
No.
Have you heard of it?
I believe so.
It's kind of boring. It's one of the Brian De Palma films I prefer less.
Okay.
To the better ones. I haven't seen it in a long time. I started to watch it. It was on the Criterion Channel last month.
Is this Nicole Kidman? We'll edit that out. That's kind of weird. But
You don't wanna
my
see- you
partner
don't wanna
just
share-
confirmed the freckle. But no, she would tell me all the time, "White angel baby, if I get my hands on your little white ass, I would turn you the fuck out." And she calls me yesterday because she calls me every couple months and we check in with each other, and she knows I've been open to the Barbie Museum. She saw like a couple pictures pop up on Facebook. She calls me yesterday to tell me that she is, quote, retiring from the business and she is going to have a, quote, going out of pussy sale. And then she asked me to send her $50, and which I told her no. And then she went, ugh, and hung up on me.
But you guys are still close.
Oh, yeah. Thicker than thieves.
Now, where'd you guys meet? Just
At
small
work,
town.
we worked together.
Oh, really? Did you just
No,
act like
she's
you
a
make-
prostitute. We
Well,
didn't
I
work
don't know. I
together.
mean, did you?
I was a child in this small town. You think no?
Was
I
she
didn't-
family friend? I mean, I want to know.
Well,
I'm
oh,
curious.
gosh.
This isn't an interview. You can put a stone wall up on this line of questioning.
No, it's a great question. I met her as like a teenager. She used to buy crack rocks from my best friend Courtney's drug dealing boyfriend, Pierre Latade Boyette, who was shot and killed in a drug deal later on. And I met her one night because we were hanging out at Pierre's house, and I heard this rat-a-tat-tat
No, wait,
on the
Pierre's
window.
the dead one, or
long deceased.
long deceased.
Yeah, so I hear this rat-a-tat-tat.
So we can
on the
disrespect
window.
his memory, is what you're saying.
Well, he was a wonderful person, but maybe we just Google block out his last name so people don't get Google.
Pierre.
Pierre. That's Yiddish as well from earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Soprano.
yes.
Oy vey, it's a sopranos.
Holy cow! Oh my God! Oy vey.
Oy vey is mir soprano. I have agita. Sorry, schmutz.
That was the Pope, I think. Fajita that came out.
the Conclave movie. Did you see that one?
I did. It was,
pretty good.
It was pretty dark and heavy, but yeah, it was good. It was a one-time watch.
I thought. You think that's it? A good watch, and then no bother.
It depends on how many edibles I have. I could probably watch it one more time, but that's about as dry as I can milk that titty.
Okay. You asked earlier if this was a foul language podcast, and now I understand why. Because that milking titties
is pretty rough.
We don't want kids listening to titty
prostitutes, milk titties,
prostitutes
two panty
sucking
liners.
the freckle off the dingling. I'm more likely to say dingling than dick. But I
like
did say
dingling,
dick. I
too.
opened with dick, didn't I?
Yeah, dingling's funny. It has kind of like a ring to it.
Yeah,
it sounds so
it's
innocent.
kind of like a ring, like a ding a
Of
ring.
like a different era.
I came out swinging with dick, but that was because I had so much
But
cold
that's
brew.
Dick is a short word, but it's heavy. Dingling is just like big old dingling.
Dingle, yeah,
Little dingling.
it's funny because it's
Dingling.
silly, it's childish. There's
Yeah.
a Chuck Berry song. It sounds like Christmas.
Dingling.
I came out swinging with dick, and that was hard and heavy.
That was a left-right hook uppercut.
Wait, interjection?
Interjection.
You know Kens don't have genitalia.
Yeah, of course we know that,
Yeah.
Evan. What? Are you serious? I always thought there was a dick on a can.
It's just a little bump.
It's got a mound.
A mound is the perfect.
And Barbie's got an almond joy. So blood work. Now Karl was telling me that you were very concerned about blood work.
Yeah.
Was that an overshare? Well, because I was talking about my blood work.
Every 3 months, you got to get it done.
You got to get
know
it done.
your status, baby.
He said you're a very healthy, conscientious eater.
Yep.
I have been taking to
I
eating
do
in
a
healthy,
saltwater
conscientious.
enema every day.
You do saltwater intermittent?
Every day.
I drink a pinch of this fancy salt, but I got because I had an A1C that was too high, and so I'm trying to get it down.
How high was it in diabetic?
It was pre-diabetic.
Pre-diabetic. Okay, but you're getting it down.
Getting it down,
That's what I'm
totally
talking about.
reversible.
Doing the Oprah, just like really.
Is that what Oprah
suppress
did?
it. I imagine. Look at her.
Yeah, I haven't looked at her in a while. Does she look great?
Oprah's always look great.
Oh, okay. You look at her because I know that she used to be a bigger woman, and then remember in the '80s when she was like, "I'm still big, I'm big," and then look, I'm not big, and she took the coat off.
It's a big coat. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "Look, thank God I'm not a fatso anymore! Yay!" Remember that? Yeah.
If I had Oprah money though, I would probably pay somebody to work out for me.
Right.
I would just sit in the corner with a cigarette.
But
I'd watch them work out.
Dr. Phil.
I don't know how that would burn my calories, but she's got a lot of money.
Burn my calories. That sounds like a good new expression for like chaps my hide.
That really burns my calories.
Ooh, then I went and I said that, and then they said that, and that burned my calories.
Burnt them right up.
So you got perfect blood work.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah. What's your A1C?
It was a 5.1. Ooh. So I'm like, yeah.
Now, how much of that you think comes from exercise, and how much of it comes from diet?
I think most of it comes from prayer.
Prayer. Well, I just wonder, is it an obsession of yours?
The Lord is.
The Lord. Well, praising the good look. It's Christmas. Oh, God, Christmas. Don't let him take Christmas away.
Another time, honey, Christmas was a whole different thing.
What else did I write down? A1C, perfection, obsession. What is it? What fuels it? Why do we have it? Do you have any other obsessions besides, and would you say Barbie's an obsession?
I wouldn't say it's an obsession because, if it was me or them in a burning car, I'd crawl out the window and leave these bitches behind.
Yeah.
I've got insurance. I just,
Yeah, now, but that's very organized. You got the insurance for these things.
But a serious question you asked me, is this an obsession? No, because they're just things. Like, I really do realize they're just things. And it's not the object that actually brought me the joy. What I've gotten the joy from was actually finding the dolls.
The chase.
But another thing is, you asked that question, obsession. The reason that I got started collecting dolls was, I remember this. I played with them at daycare. I played with them at like preschool, whatever. I would come home. My parents were pretty progressive, and they would buy me like a Barbie or two here or there to play with. But I remember in 1993, I was 6 years old. Barbie was about to turn 35, so Mattel did a reproduction. They were doing all these adverts, all these news articles and things to commemorate her 35th anniversary. And my mom brought home this magazine. It was like Better Homes and Gardens or something like that. It had the centerfold pullout that had Barbie through the year from 1959 up to the current, about 1993, and an outfit that she would have worn every year. And my mom pointed out to me, I had this and this and this and this. And I asked her, I said, do you still have those? And she said, no. When I left home, your grandma didn't think I wanted them anymore, so she put them out for the trash man. And I thought, well, she's a bitch, but we already knew that.
Yeah, we knew that.
We knew it. And my
Not as
mom
progressive grandma.
It's depending on the day. But my mom and dad were having like financial problems at that time, and I was only 6, so I couldn't comprehend exactly what was going on, but I knew something was going on, and it had something to do with money. And my mom, after that, read me the article that was in the magazine, and it said that the #1 Barbie, this one up in the corner.
This one here?
Uh-huh.
That which is on this poster?
Yep, same girl.
That's the one I like the most.
That at that time, that doll was worth about $5,000. And I just remember thinking at 6, like, okay, if I can go to every yard sale or flea market and find that doll, then theoretically we're rich, and all these problems that my parents are having will go away.
Wow. That's
pretty deep, and that's
I'm not
true.
a big interviewer, but I wanted to get to the bottom of that.
You got
I was
there.
interested. Now, are you going to be telling in this museum? Are you going to be telling people that story? Because it's a good one.
If it's the right time, I'm not going to pepper that on everybody that walks in, but
you're not going to push it on people.
When you said obsession, it kind of made me think, yeah, it's not an obsession, but maybe it's like that problem you never really get too far away from where you come from.
Right. It's a wiring type of a thing. Or there's a comfort, the chase of like, say, I'm saving my family by doing this or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the repeat is going on there. Now, so this lady, this one right here, she's Barbie?
That's Barbie.
And she's the first Barbie?
Yeah, that is from 1959, and that particular doll is so early in production that her face is hand painted. There were about 5 or 6 Japanese artists at the time that were hand painting dolls.
Do you know their names?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Probably couldn't pronounce them even if they were on paper
Well, you
in front
could
of
try.
me. But I would definitely try.
Yeah.
And
But that's-
apologize.
See, but now we're getting a scale of like, what is the obsession? Is the obsession that you know the names, or the obsession is that, but you do know that some Japanese artist painted the face, and it was 1959.
Yep.
And that's not Midge.
That is not Midge. Midge is,
Midge
this
is
year.
okay. Midge is
and
this
it's
little-
so funny. Like, people put her in the back row, but here she is, like, in the center of your podcast.
Yeah, right. We're focused on Midge.
Yeah.
So Barbie started out a brunette, is what you're saying.
Blonde or brunette.
Oh, okay. So Barbie came in blonde and brunette.
Yep.
So I don't know this stuff, and there's probably people who are watching and listening who
She
don't
did
know it
come with
either.
an almond joy, though. I just learned that.
Oh,
minute
yeah?
ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got to flick that almond joy to get her happy, huh? So I like this Barbie. I like that style, I mean, maybe it's a 50s. There's a something. I mean, she kind of got like a vampira thing,
Yeah.
or she got,
Straight
vampira.
out of a noir movie.
Yeah, something out of a later era noir movie, 59. That'd be a later
Like
era.
Vampira from Plan 9 from Outer Space?
Yeah, that vampira.
Yeah,
So,
that kind of
like the. It's just something about her.
Real snatched look.
Yeah, you know what Vampira's name is, but her real name? Trivia.
I did
Mila Nurmi.
She was a child of Russian immigrants, right? Or something?
Finnish.
Or Finnish. Okay.
Finnish immigrants.
Yeah.
And, she's a real Hollywood scene stir. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, she's got cool style. If you look up Mila Nurmi, maybe she was is there a Vampira type Barbie? Because part of the Vampira thing, and that was in the like mid 50s or something like that, was her kind of. I've gone down some Vampira rabbit holes, and part of her thing was
Questionable
like
Google
satirizing the ladies, the way the ladies are dressed up and stuff like that.
Did
and so
she
get that
base her
skinny waist thing.
style off of Morticia Addams from the cartoon?
The cartoon.
She did.
Yeah, she based it off
Okay.
she based it off the comic. The Charles Addams was the name of the guy who created the Addams Family. Yeah, she based that off that, not anything on the TV show or anything like that.
Did that cartoon, didn't it end in the New Yorker when the TV show started because the editor-in-chief of that publication at the time said TV was trash and he would never have anything
I don't
in
know
his
that far.
publication? Carl, did you tell me that one
Carl,
time?
did you tell him?
I don't think I told him that.
Carl,
Okay.
can you get in front of the camera and answer that question?
I don't remember.
You don't feel like standing up?
I'll stand up. Yeah, I don't.
But I
Go ahead
will
and ask
say,
him again. Carl, did you tell him that?
you told me that, didn't you?
I'm sorry. I was actually checking social media.
I knew it.
So we just see to me.
he hasn't updated it yet. He's not going to update it yet.
I was not updating social media. I was looking to see the original 5 artists from Japan. I was trying to Google that to find out the name. I was actually trying to educate myself.
See, I think that. Oh, so now Carl is kind of going to
He's
be the
always
docent.
educating
He's going to be
himself.
the.
He's always working.
I noticed that Carl, when some people came in here, and Carl was like, "And here's this story, and here's that story," and he's real good at talk. He's the talker.
He's got a mind like a sponge.
You're the docent,
Yeah.
Curator, docent.
Curator, docent.
Yep.
Okay, so you've docentized him.
Docentized.
Docentized. So 50s. What else did I say? Barbies. Are there more? Oh yeah. How big is the Barbie? Oh, and you got insurance. So you knew that these are so valuable that you're like, might as well insure them.
Yeah, I mean, I kept we've been dating about 2 years. Carl and I live together here in Tulsa. I have kept my house in Arkansas, and they're technically insured under that policy. But then, when I got them here and got them out of the house, you need something that insures them out of the house. So yeah, I mean, while they're here, I had to get an insurance policy, which I've never done that before. Surprisingly, it wasn't that hard.
Can you say how much they're insured for?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I just insured them for $100,000.
And now, would you say that's accurate to the value of all of this, or all of the Barbies that you have?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, probably. Like if I was to sell things like retail and to other collectors and stuff, yeah. But I'm not a rich person or anything by any means, so I buy a lot of stuff in lots and garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores. Because the thrill is in the hunt. Like even if I was mega rich, I wouldn't want to go on eBay and just buy everything at retail value. That's like no fun. You have it, but there's no story behind it.
Do you got anything else that you like to hunt? Is there anything else that you're like to chase, and then you get it and you're like, I got it?
I got a man over there.
You got a man. So once you got him, you're like, I got him. I'm done.
Once I got it, I just, as soon as,
You just sit on him.
I locked that down. I let my body go funhouse mirror, baby. I just said, fuck it. I said, you ain't
Fuck
going
it.
nowhere.
I mean, you and Karl are statuesque men. You are good-looking guys. You're a hot couple. Like in the summer, you guys walk around with your tank tops and your shorts. Like, look at these good-looking guys.
Skank tops.
Skank tops. You know, and it's like, what's
Suns out, guns out.
Are they? They're trying to draw in more guys.
Yeah.
They're trying.
No.
No, they've already caught each other. So they're keeping the relationship spicy by looking good for one another while you go out. Because everyone's going. They're doing head turns and saying, "Hey, you guys look pretty good," and you're like, "Yeah, that's right. We both."
When we get tired
snagged
of
a
each
good one."
other, we just turn the lights down more in the room, and we put on that lo-fi Feliz Navidad Christmas music, and it's just,
that
he beats the brakes off of it.
What's that mean? This is now I'm using terms
kidding.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm on a lot of medication.
Me too. Which ones are you on?
Propranolol and Buspar, and I'm probably on enough of it right now to tranquilize a small elephant.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Actually, I just said I was, but I'm not on any
Shout
anymore.
out to Moodang.
I'm on cold-brew.
Cold-brew.
Buspar.
It
I was
just
on
kind of
bupropion. I got rid of it.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Oh, it's just Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin. And so puns. So you are a pun person?
Yeah, we like to pun around the house.
Now, how'd that happen? Where'd you become a pun guy?
Oh, I was an only child and had to entertain myself.
But is it just the way your brain works?
I think so. My grandma lived to be like 99, almost 100, and she was like super, super, super sharp up until the very end. And she had this like really cutting
Is this the bitchy
humor.
grandma or a nicer grandma?
Yes. She was one of the smartest women I've ever met, but she was so sharp and mean in these jabs that she would just deliver to people. And I think that like trait is inherited, because my mom's a bitch and so am I think.
Yeah.
Most days.
You seem like a nice guy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty nice. I'm humble. I'm from the South. If I would have been from another part of the country, I might be cutting people from asshole to ear hole with a razor right now.
Uh-huh. Cutting from ass to... Now, that's a South expression is what that sounds like. Cut him from ass to ear.
I'll cut you from asshole to ear hole.
I'll cut you from my asshole to my ear. I'll cut you from my asshole.
If you just imagine, that's a long distance. That's like, if you're a 5 foot tall person, asshole to ear hole is like 3 feet. That's like 60% of your body.
Oh, yeah.
Is cut.
No.
You cut 60% of your body.
If someone said... I'm gonna cut you from ear to ear. I smiled on you from ear to ear, and then
that's Black Dahlia territory, and that scares me.
Well, but I was gonna say if they say I'm gonna cut
you
you smile from ear to ear, and then someone says I'm gonna cut you from asshole to ear, I feel like the asshole to ear. Whoa, got him beat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because that's
also quick work. That's you kind of got to go in.
So Black Dahlia territory is too dark for you.
Oh, yeah. I like the ghost stories and the ookie kooky
now, but
stuff,
this lady looks like she could have.
I do not condone violence against women.
No, neither did. Who said that was what we were?
Well, I just want to put that out there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Black Dahlia.
I'm in a museum full of Barbies. Y'all are safe. This is a safe space.
Wait a second. We mentioned Black Dahlia. It sounded like you liked that happened.
No, but I do check Wikipedia often to see if there's any updates.
Now, there was an LA Times article recently that was kind of a recap of Black Dahlia, and I think the thing I heard was that, and we're getting dark here, okay?
But hey, it's history.
It's history, but crime podcasts are taking off.
This is a new hashtag that you can add.
Crime podcast.
We're taking off here in Tulsa.
We're putting out the Black Dahlia was all about Barbie, which happened
12 years after she was murdered.
So are you a date guy? Because you remember dates?
Yes.
So you 59. What happened? 47? No, it happened
47. Yeah, 46, 47.
I think it happened before 47.
It was post-war.
Yeah. And it was post Blue Dahlia, which is a noir film starring what's her name, Veronica Lake, and the short guy, Alan Ladd.
The side swoop bang.
Yeah, side swoop, which I guess that she had to change her hair because too many people were copying it, and some women got their hair cut in some refinery, some factory equipment because the men were off at war and the women were doing the jobs for the men in the factory, and then the ladies got their Veronica Lake haircut stock in the machines.
Oh my God! How like Triangle Shirtwaist Fire of them?
What's that reference?
Triangle Shirtwaist Fire from 1911. It was when the clothing textile company in New York caught on fire, and many people, maybe even hundreds, died because they couldn't get out of the place. Yeah,
Say that into Rob's shoulder.
It led to sweeping changes in labor laws and work safety.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Doesn't it sound like some sort of band from like 2009 or something like that?
The Triangle Shirtwaist Fire!
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, SNL. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Triangle Shirtwaist Fire.
It's also Greta Gerwig's next film she's going to make after Barbie.
Oh my gosh.
Triangle Waistcoat Factory. For real?
Triangle Waistcoat Factory. Okay.
Waistcoat. What a word. I don't even know fully what that means, but waistcoat.
So canned spiels. I wrote down canned spiels. Have you had any canned spiels in this discussion so far, or has this been completely spontaneous?
Oh, I thought that said canned spices. I was prepared with my nutmegs and my cinnamons. I thought it was a fall thing. Canned spiels?
Canned spiels, like canned spiels, everybody's got a canned spiel. They're like, okay, here's some things that make up who I am, and then here's my canned spiel,
spiel.
Versus like spontaneous. We're being spontaneous. Yeah. Like, I don't have any canned spiels. I'm just like saying, but sometimes if you don't have a canned spiel, you could sound boring or like you're and making your way. Who's Francie?
Barbie's cousin.
God,
that is a wild segue, but
Francie caught my eye line.
Barbie's cousin, and of course she was blonde or brunette. Came out in '65, but
she was a black lady.
They made a black version of Francie in 1967, and that was the first black doll in the Barbie universe.
You want to pan over to Francie?
Yeah, she's quite the looker. She really is a beautiful doll. Which one's Francie? She's the black one there.
Yes.
You really don't see color.
Sorry, you're gonna have to point closer. I don't know which one's black.
That one.
I like this one the most. I like that first.
She's beautiful. I mean, she's a
I like
bombshell.
her style. I like those, zigzags or whatever you call them, those stripes. She's kind of like Vampiro or like the Twin Peaks Red Room or.
Well, what's interesting is like a lot of people give flack to Barbie over the years of that. She's a bimbo and she's like addicted to pink.
A slut.
And this, she does have an almond joy.
Yeah,
she's always looking for an extra nut.
Yeah, she's looking for extra mounds.
But
do they cover all this stuff in the movies? Hey, put that camera back on me. Do they cover all this stuff in the movie? Because I'm making these jokes. I'm like, I didn't even see the movie, so I don't want to tell some jokes.
You like the biggest film buff in Tulsa, but you didn't see was it the first or the second biggest film last year? Was Oppenheimer?
It was the first, I think. I don't know. I mean, I didn't. What did you call me? The biggest film buff in Tulsa?
I'd say you're the biggest film buff. I mean, you're the biggest buff guy in film in Tulsa.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, bro.
I mean, I had to ask him to wear this jacket. So I was like, I cannot have these square titties out here like upstaging me.
What's up?
I've got to have some like film time.
What's up? I call this one Sergei Eisenstein. I call this one Ziga Vertov. I don't know. I just didn't want to see it.
Hey, and that's totally understandable. I don't see any of the Marvel movies, but I like Marvel action figures.
Sometimes when something's got such heat and hype, and I'm like, that's not for me, I'm like, I'll wait a decade.
But that's the way to go, honestly, because why dive into something you're not interested in?
Right.
Like, the older I get, it's more like, I don't want to fuck with anything that I'm not interested with, and that includes people.
Right.
But I'm just saying.
Hey, thanks for being here. That means you're fucking with us.
I'm fuxing with you. F-U-X''N, fuxing.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking about? Canned spiels.
I thought it was kind of like the movie Elf in a way, but different.
I'm bored of this Barbie talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about your Barbie reviews, Evan.
Sorry.
But honestly, I kind of am tired of the Barbie talk. Like, it's only been a week, but I may just close this place down early.
Oh, yeah? So, tell me what you're interested in. Don't talk about Barbie, though.
No. Well, okay. This is kind of weird.
I mean, I collect DVDs, Blu-rays, but that's not going.
You are the last person in Tulsa except anybody at the flea market or Goodwill that collects DVDs.
I collect them. Sometimes I'll see them.
I know what to get you for Christmas now, though.
But how do you know you're going to get me one I want or one that I, well, I don't know what you're going to get me. I'm Jewish, but I'll accept a Christmas present.
Hey, I'll get you 8 of them, and I'll bring one of them to you every day.
Okay. You know what?
Because that's the kind of mad level of respect that I have for you. And for me, to get out and go to somebody's house every day to give them a present, that really says something to me.
Oh, that's nice. Mm-hmm. You're going to, wait, that I'm going to do that for you, or you're going to do that for me?
I'm going to do it for you.
Oh, okay.
You can do it for me.
Okay, back to Barbies. Are you a walking IMDb?
Sometimes I'm sitting IMDb, but you're out IMDBing me tonight.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah,
I can't help it. Sometimes it's all I say. Look at Karl. He's outside, and he's just docenting in there.
Yeah. How did you get so knowledgeable in film history?
Well, probably the
Was it
same
just
way
always
that
in the beginning.
Probably the same way that that you got interested in Barbie. I guess there must have been something where I thought, if I learn about movies, I can save my family.
From what?
I don't know. I think
A
it
sinking
actually,
ship? Is it like the Royal Tenenbaums?
no, I think it probably. I don't know if I could find some sort of if I could find some sort of like equivalent of what was the movie obsession. Why did I keep? I mean, my dad is very obsessed with clothing, and like he's like really loves Ralph Lauren, and he can tell you all about. Oh, that tag was from this year, or that's from
pretty
around this
cool.
time. You know, so I think it's just in the wiring of probably my family's brain where
Yeah.
it's like I just know what movie that is. Evan just walked out on us.
To get out there with the docent.
Yeah.
So how did you get your early like film knowledge? Did you just constantly watch movies and then just watch the credits and then just kind of keep putting it together? Or did you get books?
I think I saw a little of both. I think I saw like actors would pop up in things, you know, and I'd be like, that guy's in that movie and that girl's in that movie, and oh, well, I got to see every movie by that person. And then I really started doing it when I got to like my late teens and 20s. I started like going to the library and going to the video store on my
How
own.
old are you now?
44.
Okay, so late 90s. Do you remember the first time you discovered IMDb?
Yeah, that probably was like the mid 90s, and I was like, wow, this is.
And it was kind of rudimentary, and a lot of profiles didn't have pictures. I used to
They didn't have
study
any pictures, but
silent
yeah.
films. Yeah,
Used to what?
study silent films. I was really obsessed with silent films
Really?
from like 11 to, I don't know, probably 17 or something. Because Wings was the first silent movie I ever saw. I rented it by accident at the video store.
Were you trying to get the sitcom?
Wings?
Yeah.
No, I saw the movie and I thought, okay, it's aviation. It looks interesting. And I watched it. And I remember being like 30 minutes in, I was like, these people are not saying anything. What is wrong with this movie? And then I realized, oh, this is a silent movie. I was only 11, so it wasn't fully developed at that time.
Yeah.
But then I just loved it and got obsessed. And then I got an autobiography of Clara Bow at the local library. And yeah. that
In
kinda
Arkansas.
started-
Mm-hmm. What was the name of the town in Arkansas?
Ooh, should I say it? All this stuff I got to bleep out.
Oh, maybe you don't say it. You don't have to
Yeah,
say it.
well, I went to high school in this small town called Sheridan, but I kind of consider this small town called Huttig my, quote, hometown or where I came of age.
I also got into silent films, but it was through silent comedy. Like I got real into Charlie Chaplin and stuff like that. But then also like late at night on AMC, I'd stay up late at night and like watch TV, and there'd be like Three Stooges shorts and stuff like that. And then later I got into Buster Keaton. Do you find that a lot of people like to, when you say, do you like Charlie Chaplin? And they're like, I like Buster Keaton, you know, like as if they're somehow saying like, oh, I only like smart silent. It's like, come on, they're both geniuses.
Yeah, I like Charlie Chaplin, and I think why I like Charlie Chaplin so much was before I really looked at Charlie Chaplin's work, like The Gold Rush, I watched the movie, you know, from what 1992 with not Charlie Sheen. Who was it? Now he
Robert
does-
Downey Jr.?
Yes, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And it's not the greatest movie or anything, but I don't know. I was kind of interested in the story, and then of course IMDb filled me in on lots of trivia about Charlie Chaplin. And I thought he was pretty interesting. Also, the entire time I'd watched several movies of his before I realized he was British.
Yeah.
Which I thought, I don't know, I just thought he was American.
Charlie Chaplin. Yes, I got real into Charlie Chaplin, and then I got real into other silent comedy, and I started collecting like these silent comedy box sets, and you know, when I got more into my 20s and stuff like that, and I worked at a video store, and I think there was IMDb, but the video store that I worked at had was categorized by sections, by directors and stuff like that. So, and I think also shelving I worked at it for 10 years. It was called Cinephile, and I think that just like seeing movies come in and out, I would just like, it just sort of like all stayed in my brain.
Yeah.
And you know, like a lot of times, like I don't proclaim to be the most best or whatever, but you know, I'm pretty good, but like there'd be a lot of things like, oh, there's a movie and this thing happens in it, and or it's got a cover where it's something like this, and I can usually figure it out.
Kind of dig it out of your recesses.
Yeah, it's somewhere buried in my brain. You know, like my girlfriend was saying something about The Emerald Forest or something like that was this movie that she remembered, and
What era was Emerald Forest?
It was John Borman directed it. And hey, what's going on? Come on, guys.
There's a lot of busyness.
Give us a break. We're trying to stay on a juicy riff. And we had all the cold brew. We had the long day. And is this a big social hour or something? Yeah, right? Thank you. Are you backing me up, or are you telling me that yes, it is? It's a hangout. It's a hangout. Okay, so then I guess I should release my grip on the goddamn thing. I don't have to steer this ship. You guys just hang out. You guys maybe don't whisper. Just start chit-chatting it up. Turn it into a real Robert Altman film.
Josh, what's your favorite Barbie?
I don't give a shit about Barbie.
Yeah, we have seriously. Yeah, I don't even at this point.
There's one
We've
thing-
moved on.
You've moved
you
on.
like this one, and that's all. That's
I
been
like
said.
this
It's been said. It's been done.
I like this one. Yeah, I gotta go home and meditate.
Go home.
Oh yeah, let's all just take a moment and get real quiet here. Let's all just take it, listening, watching. Let's all just take a moment. If you're listening at home and you're overstimulated, let's all just sit here for
10 seconds
well,
of silence.
how about 15? How about
15,
how
let's-
about 30?
You know what? Just do 30.
30
that's half of a
seconds.
minute.
And I'll sit here and close my eyes. You close your eyes too.
Mm-hmm.
Ian is going to look for a new a battery or card or something. And Evan and Karl can go schmooze with every son of a bitch that walks outside the door.
Just increasing those followers. I
Now-
see 40s porn.
Yeah, we were talking about 40s porn. I was going to ask if
Not porn in your 40s, but porn from the 40s.
porn from the 40s. We were talking about searching for porn from the 40s, you know, like what did they look like when they were screwing in black and white?
So, I was obsessed with like these old movies when I was a kid, and I remember
sounds-
finding like Marilyn Monroe's secret porn film or some article in like the early 2000s that alleged that, she had a
Oh, like as
pornography film or
Norma
something
Jean?
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows if that's real or not.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
oh, you found the article, but you didn't find the film.
No, and I mean, I Googled my fingers off.
When you were a kid,
Well, I mean,
would you Alta
12,
Vista
13.
it? You'd Yahoo. What search engine did you
Well,
use?
first
back
I
in the day?
would take the landline off the hook. Then I would dial up the internet.
Yeah.
And then I would walk around the house for 30 minutes while it loaded. And then, it was a gateway computer. I remember that. And it was in the dining room. So I'd always be like peeking out a door to make sure nobody was coming.
Uh-huh.
The olden golden days.
You say it into Evan's shoulder. You gotta say it.
Josh, have you ever watched Karen Carpenter, the superstar,
The Todd Haynes?
the Todd Haynes thing?
Yeah. I've seen it.
It's good.
I wanted to watch it with JD because in my mind it's made with Barbie dolls. Right?
Yep.
And we watched it for maybe 20 seconds, and JD was like, "That's not a Barbie doll." Like he was.
These are knockoff Barbie dolls. These aren't even real Barbie
He
dolls.
has opinions to say about the Karen Carpenter story, not about the show itself, but about like the fact that they weren't actually.
Yeah, your beef with it wasn't any disrespect to Karen Carpenter.
No,
it was
I
that
love
this
Karen
was
Carpenter.
And now Todd Haynes probably himself was like, I just use dolls, but other people are like, it's Karen Carpenter with Barbies.
Yeah, and it's not Barbies. It's a
Yeah,
lot of
now
knockoffs.
should we be mad at Todd Haynes for saying it's Barbies, or did Todd Haynes never say it was Barbies?
I think we should be mad at Karen Carpenter for dying.
Yeah, she
She
shouldn't
should
have
still
died.
be here with us. She should be fighting Mariah Carey right now for Mother Christmas.
Did she make that song?
I don't know. Greeting calls of Robinson.
I thought you were gonna say fighting Mariah Carey for like vocal octave range, but she probably doesn't.
No, I don't think she could.
But I bet
think
she
Mariah
could
Carey
do a
take
better.
her on.
Did you ever
She was a drummer, right?
yeah, you ever see her play the drums?
Badass drummer.
Singing and drumming. That's
Yeah.
sing and drumming? Yeah, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
You like Karen Carpenter? I do. Yeah, she's pretty good at drumming.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey,
Not a good drummer.
not a good drummer, but she's sure got vocal range.
Crazy.
Mariah Carey, you don't bother disrespecting her for any reason. She's got the
No.
vocal range.
Because she's also that type that will come and get you too.
Oh, will she?
She seems like it. She seems like she'd send her fans for you, the lambs.
What's that, Jack?
what's her hive called?
Jack,
the lambs.
You're not on the mic.
What's her cadre of fans called? Do they have a
The lambs.
fans?
I don't know enough about her
That's
to
like
know
Lions
how that
for
came from, but-
Lions for Lambs with the Tom Cruise, directed by Robert Redford. It was and Meryl Streep. It was a flop, but it was supposed to be a drama, and it was like Tom Cruise was like a senator or something like that. I never saw it, but it looked really boring. Did you ever see that movie?
No, but I saw The Lion in the Winter with Katharine Hepburn.
Oh yeah.
I think that won her an Oscar or maybe a nomination.
Oh yeah.
Late 60s.
Now this whole thing is going to
drama.
be an editing nightmare with the speak ups who don't go talking to the microphone, you know.
These questions from the background.
But
then all
is
of a
this
sudden
my
they're there.
OCD that I just can't get into? I can't release my grip on the casualness of this hang time because you guys are just, hey, I got something to say. And it's like we have to snip that shit out, you know. But no one's going and saying it into Evan's shoulder, or they've taken their own mic off.
I fucking tried to tell these fucking guys.
Josh, did
Yeah.
you know that JD and I have never missed a Noir night?
Yeah,
Never?
that's true. No,
Not a single one?
Nope. We have never skipped a noir night, and we have never walked out. Because if I'm paying $5 to see an old ass movie, I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, stay and watch
I
that
don't
son
care.
of a bitch.
I love it when you tell how long the movies are, because then I'm like, oh yes, 120 minutes. I won't even have to get up and go pee.
There's there's very few 120-minute
Or
noir
60 minute, or wait, 80 minute?
80. They're generally
Some
80
are
minutes.
short.
Some are short. Now I showed Too Late for Tears, and that was a little bit longer. That was like 102 minutes or something like that. But generally, they don't exceed 90 minutes. I try to keep try to do an 80-minute one. But now there were some before you moved to town that you missed a few of those. Now Jack gave me shit for falling asleep at Herbie Hancock, and so I threw it back at him. I was like, you've fallen asleep during like half a dozen noir nights. It's fine. Yes. But that's fine. That's the thing about it. So you're welcome to come and fall asleep. It's probably kind of. It was a nice nap. Don't you think it was a nice nap to fall asleep during? Great.
This is a true story. Carl literally I was going to say not noir night, but he falls asleep in every movie we go to.
Oh, yeah?
And I tell him all the time, I'm like, that is
It's
the
okay if you
most
fall asleep during. Was he covering for
expensive
your
way
ass,
to
or
put
did you
him to
really
sleep.
fall asleep during noir?
He does.
Me motionless, I fall asleep.
Oh yeah. That's keeping got to keep that blood sugar down. If you that blood sugar will put you in a coma. Do you usually come after you eat?
Do I come after I eat?
Do you jizz after you eat? That's what I'm asking. Do you jizz after you eat?
What's he eating?
Well, it's an almond joy or a Mounds. In his case, it's a Mounds.
Sounds like 2 meals.
Mounds. It's Mounds because Mounds stands for men's. Dick.
What?
Mounds. MOUNDS. So the MOUN is men, and then the D is a dick, and then the S is plural. So I guess that's mound.
Men's dicks.
Mound dicks.
Is this real or is this a bit?
This is really science.
You're being educated.
This is really science.
We found the straight man in the room.
And almond joy. If you re-scramble those words together, you get cervix.
Yeah. Oh, I saw this funny thing the other day. There was this lady, she had a garage door and she had Merry Christmas spelled out with magnets, and somebody came in the middle of the night, took off all the Merry Christmas magnets and rearranged it to creamy shits. And she's like screaming, on camera that somebody rearranged her door to creamy shits.
Wait, on camera? Whose camera? You saw this in your neighborhood or you saw it online?
Oh, I saw it online. I wish I saw it in my neighborhood. I don't live amongst that interesting of a
Creamy
crowd.
shits. Now, if you rearrange
Creamy
Merry
shits.
Christmas, does it really spell creamy shits?
I hope. That's what I'm holding out for.
You can spell creamy shits with Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you have some extra letters.
Yeah. You could do a bunch of stuff with those letters. You could take creamy shits. You could take airy. You can make airy crims come. I don't like. Now I enjoyed the conversation up until the disrespect of Christmas.
Creamy shits.
Once they started disrespecting Christmas, that's when they lost me. I didn't appreciate that. Once Christmas started
such a
getting
good wholesome holiday.
Once I think that doing characters, and maybe it's just being in Tulsa, doing characters who were like, I like Christmas, Christmas. It's a little hacky, but I think it's fun and funny. But some people I feel like might be like, that's very obvious on the nose, low hanging fruit, very
If
easy.
you go to Walmart, you realize that's accurate.
It's truthful.
Yeah,
Is that in defense of doing a character who's like Christmas?
You represent the real people.
Well, I like to pop my heads into my heads. I like to pop
Both of them? You got multiple?
Each
Do
one.
you put both? Is this like head and penis head? You like make sure you go in the door at the exact same time so you're popping
Speaking
both your
low,
heads in?
yeah, I like to enter pelvic first. Pelvic. So I like to pop my head into estate sales.
Oh, yeah.
And there is in every estate sale, the Christmas room.
Yes, there is. I love how they like divide it up like that.
And then this room's all about Christmas. Here's where you keep all the Christmas. Oh, I just can't
look at the
resist
snowman
getting
with his
Christmas.
broken nose for $40.
Oh, Christmas. So much Christmas. And so, I don't know, even talking about it, it's like, I got to talk about it. But I do feel this urge of someone being like, that's boring and obvious and easy to take, you know.
And I agree with you. But, you said you worked at a video store earlier, and then I rearranged the letters to creamy shits on that lady's garage door or whatever. I remember there was this video store called Penny Pincher's Video, and it had one of those old, this was in my hometown, it had those old sliding letters into the illuminated sign, or whatever. And somebody
Chirpy penis.
Penis Pinchers video.
Penis
and we thought that was the funniest thing we'd ever seen.
It is good.
It was pretty
It's
funny.
good.
Penis Pinchers video.
It's good. Now,
Nothing to do with a Christmas room.
No,
in a
it's
state sale,
perfectly on point with what we were talking about. I was going to say, one time when I was in high school, I met some girl, and she was like, what was your name? And I was like, Josh FADEM. And she said, what, Josh Scrotum? And I always thought that was a good one, because no one ever really had a good take on my name, You got any name calls that you got growing up?
Oh, gosh.
Like Houchens, JD. What's JD stand for?
Oh,
You know that
my
my initials are JD too.
Okay, so Houchens, Houchens. Everybody would always pronounce it Houchens, Houchens, whatever. And my mom, who's just like very blunt and to the point, she just finally, I remember one time, got just so irritated by it. She goes, Houchens, like, how many chins do you have? And I just remember, I was like, gosh, she's such a savage old bitch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Instead of Evan Hughes, I was always Evan Huggies, like the diaper.
Oh, yeah. Have we talked about this?
That's cute.
We probably
and
talked about
wholesome.
this, right?
Evan
And I
Huggies.
probably said that scrotum anecdote, but you know what? It's good to get it out there.
Yeah.
It's good to get it out
Because
there.
somebody didn't listen before, but they're going to listen now.
Or somebody listening, they're like, come on, please do the greatest hits.
Yeah, please do. I want to hear that scrotum
was such a
joke. They
good
used
one.
to call him ball
Scrotum-
sack or something
scrotum-
like that.
What was it? I can't remember. If only he'd say it again.
Where's that little nutsack boy?
Josh Balls, Josh Balls, Josh Testicles, I don't know. Evan Diapers, I can't remember.
It looked like a little old wrinkled
Evan
coin
Pampers?
sack.
What could it have been? Ball
Evan
sack, scrotum sack?
Peckers.
Scrotums, penises, balls, penny pinchers, penny penis.
Okay, we did our Burning Bridges Blue humor tour.
Crystal Bridges. Do you ever go there in Arkansas?
I do. It's a lovely place. You would not believe it's nestled in the heart of the Ozarks. They have more Picassos than the average person up there has teeth. But it is a lovely. I can say that as an Arkansan, I don't care. My family arrived by prairie schooner in the 1830s. Yeah, so I can say it's my state. They're my people.
Yeah, you can say. Now, do you feel, because there's Oklahoma pride in Oklahoma. A lot of people are like, I'm from Oklahoma. Do you feel like you're now an Oklahoman?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Or do you feel like a stranger in a strange land?
Okay,
Leon
that's
Russell.
interesting. Because, I'm from like the rural South, and obviously so you can tell by this accent that I'm clearly stuck with at this age. But I come to Oklahoma, and I always thought of it as like being an extension of the South. But then I got here, and I'm like, okay, it's not the South anymore. They don't say the same things. They don't have the accent, but it's also not Northern. But it's also not really truly Midwestern, but it's not Western. So I think Oklahoma's a really interesting place in that it is itself.
But do you feel like you're a part of it?
Moving on. No, I'm kidding. I do, and I want to be honest. I really actually love Oklahoma. I've not gotten to explore tons of it outside of Tulsa, but I really love Tulsa.
Where's your house in Arkansas?
Little Rock, Central Arkansas.
Okay, that's a town. That's a city. That's a big place. That's one of the biggies.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggies.
Yeah, Tulsa's a cool city. Got a lot going on. Really nice people. Great food. Good culture.
Good people. Good people. We're trying to bring, we're trying to connect with the audience, the community. We're growing the community, growing the arts. The arts and the community are all coming together, and we're really trying to. And the scene. You can't forget about the scene. The scene's growing. This scene's a great scene, and we got to. Really
You're doing it, Josh.
Oh yeah. So what? How are we doing on time? I feel like we're all relaxed into it. We're at 50. Oh, we're at a whole hour. Do we have any fact checks or anything like that? Fact checks. There's a fact checking segment. We have a fact checking segment. I like that we're we're all men here. This is a men's podcast.
The men's choir.
Well, the Barbies are for each of us, despite like where we have like what we're into sexually. Like for me as a man and all the other straight men in the room were like, oh man, these Barbies are so hot. And for the gay men in the room, they're like, ooh, I love to play with these women.
I wish I could fit in that dress.
Yeah, ooh. So it's perfect because we're like, men are like, nice, she's hot, she's hot.
Oh
I
my
do it.
God, her tits are so big.
That's my fantasy. Oh man, look at her. Oh damn, she got a microphone. I always wished I could sing.
I want to put a mirror on my shoe and look at that
And
skirt.
I want to jerk off to these babes in the window. And you're like, ooh, I want to wear their clothes. I want to dress up and be pretty.
Yes. This is going to be my drag costume.
Me.
Yes, bitch.
Yeah, yes. And I'm like, damn, she's hot. Yeah. And then we see the men, and we're like, nice. I see the men, and I'm like, nice fashion, nice fashion.
He's fit.
I don't want to fuck him.
Okay,
I don't want to fuck him.
But
Nice, cool.
When you're
clothes.
hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're...
He works out.
Yeah.
He works out. What's his A1C?
Yeah, it's probably really low. Sometimes he's
man.
probably like, whoa, I
He's
need to
probably
eat.
eating lots of quinoa.
Lots of quinoa, lots of chicken.
Nice.
Lots of chicken, but only the breast. Don't do the thighs or the legs.
And
Not
he was
lean enough.
every day for him is gray sweatpants season, if you know what I'm saying, because he looks, like there's an extra big bump.
Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't.
Mounds doesn't. That's true. Fact check that.
Yeah, fact check that. So what did we're sensitive men. We're all sensitive men. We got a nice room of men. We're
Real
talking.
sausage fest.
Now how's your mental health?
I saw this great shirt the other day, and my mom sent me a picture of the shirt. I thought it was so funny. My mom's 68, but she's really funny, and she sent me a screenshot of
Because
this.
68-years aren't usually funny.
They're not, because they're usually not this type of funny, but she sends me a picture of the shirt, and it says, my mental state's not great, but my pussy is. And I said, you go, mommy. That's my mommy.
Damn, I want to fuck your mom.
She's a spicy gal.
Yeah.
Oh, I will tell you a funny story about movies because, this will maybe like wrap things up in a minute. But when I was a little kid, I used to want a brother or sister for, birthday,
Only
Christmas.
child.
Yeah, because they say misery loves company, and I wanted company. And I used to ask my mom for a brother or sister, and every birthday, Christmas, Easter, she'd tell me no. Finally, when I was about 10, she looked me in the eyes, and this, honest to God, what she said, I could barely fuck your father enough times to have you, let alone another one. But you can have a VCR in your room. So I got a VCR.
That's nice. That's a good anecdote.
That's a true story.
So is your father, are their parents both with us? Are they together? Mind if I ask that question?
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. My dad passed away a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
And, my mom's still alive and well, living in Little Rock. She's actually my neighbor, so she checks on my house. And
Were they together to the end? You cannot answer that too.
No, that's like not even a non-question.
Some people might not want to.
No, I don't care.
I'm trying to get to you. Said I can barely. She said I can barely fuck your father too. How old were you?
Gosh, yeah, I was 10 years old.
So she said
Coming from a very honest family.
Introducing the honesty of like,
Yeah.
listen, the grown-ups don't fuck. And
Yeah.
fuck, and they do fuck, but they don't do it anymore. So I
Yeah.
wonder, did they ever rekindle that flame? Did she just did?
God, I
was
hope
some-
not.
You don't want them to, because you
You
would
know,
have hoped so,
okay,
because you
my-
get that sibling. But
They
instead,
had separate bedrooms, and I remember this one time I went to a friend's house down the road as like a teenager, and I came home late at night, like to, I don't know, get a T-shirt or something that I forgot. And I remember walking in the house at like 11 o'clock at night, and my dad walks out of my mom's room butt naked, and I was just like, oh God, this is awkward. The next day I asked my mom, I was like, what is going
they
on?
had separate rooms.
Yeah, and my mom was like, every once in a while, conjugal visit.
She was real honest.
I mean, she's just, she keeps it real.
I had a visual. I was trying to find a joke. I don't know if you'd call it a pun or wordplay or whatever. But you said, "I'll give you a VCR," and I imagined a VCR as a vagina. And the VHS tape, when you press eject, it's the obstetrician, the
and I'm like,
OBGYN pulling that tape out. You're saying, "Come on, breathe."
You know
breathe.
the little flappy thing that's inside the VCR?
Yeah.
Since you were imagining as a vagina, did it have two little flappy things? And did you have to like push both flappy
I think
things in?
some of them did. And then
I've seen a few vaginas, not really a lot. But,
Right.
I was pre-med at one time. So, I mean,
Were you really?
I kind of like saw some things from afar. Like, ugh.
Right, you're like, I need a new industry.
Yeah, you got to throw flour on it, look for the wet spot or whatever y'all do.
Uh-huh.
Y'all are out there doing it.
I think you gotta like point and turn.
As my friend Evelyn says, the prostitute, she goes ringing Satan's doorbell, just ringing Satan's doorbell.
You gotta flick the mound.
Yep.
No, you gotta flick the almond.
Yep.
So anyway,
Pretend like you're a DJ.
There's
You just
also
spin a
the
record
one,
real
the
fast.
80s VCR that pops up like that. You know, it goes like that.
Yeah.
That's probably like a C-section or something like that.
Yeah.
Or no, C-section would be like if you have to unscrew
Yeah.
the top because the tape got stuck.
But you know, every VCR needs a cassette. Think about that.
Oh yeah.
Think about that.
Otherwise, it won't play.
And
Otherwise, just sit
then
collecting
you're not
discs.
entertained. Ain't nobody getting entertained.
Yep.
If you don't.
Nobody's watching.
Yep.
No babies. Nothing taped off TV.
Nope.
That's just a dub. You're not gonna get a dub.
Yep. And you know, if it's a real spicy night, you bring that extra VHS into it, like your Titanic Part 1 and 2. So there's 2 VHS in the room.
Titanic.
You know,
There's this Titanic Part
occasion.
2. Or are you talking about tape 2?
They should have
They
made
were double.
They should have made a Titanic Part 2. They should have made a sequel. I believe it. It should have been like.
financial or for just.
I think Rose should have went on since she was fictional anyway and been on the Lusitania and been like, no, not again. Done like the Home Alone, like again.
the Lusitania was something that maybe she should go back in time and been in Pompeii.
That would be spicy.
That would be something. What is the Lusitania?
It was like the sister ship to the Titanic.
I thought
and
that was called like the Oceana or something, or the Oceania.
The Britannia?
The Britannia or something.
The Lusitania
And then
sunk, and I think that got us into World War One.
It was sunk by German U-boats.
Yeah,
I saw Paths of Glory. That's a good movie.
yeah, that was a good movie.
Well, I guess we should probably wrap up, huh? Do we have any other business we got to touch on?
I think we touched it all.
Yeah, I think we touched it all.
Touched a lot of business.
This is going to be
Our
annoying
sticky
to edit.
fingers.
So, well, great. Do we have anything else to talk about? When does this Barbie thing close?
Oh, January 31st. Yeah, so we're here. Yeah.
Maybe this will be released before then, but probably not. But maybe it will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this should be the Christmas. Okay, so whenever Christmas is, we'll just move this up in the queue and
Just
release this.
video
on
in
Christmas.
some tinsel here, tinsel there.
Yeah,
For zhuzh it up.
Sawdust and Tinsel, directed by Ingmar Bergman. You seen that one?
Sawdust and tinsel, but that
Is
sounds
the-
like a
is that
fire
movie-
hazard.
Is that a Bergman movie, or am I getting that wrong? What's that?
I'm listening. I mean,
I
now,
talked over you. And
Tinsel
then
and sawdust. No, I'm like, my interest is piqued.
I think it's a movie called.
I love a
might be getting
decoration
mixed
and a
up
fire
with,
hazard.
My Summer with Monica, another Bergman movie.
Ooh,
anyway, let's
Monica.
get out of here. Monica, she was a real troublemaker. All right, I guess. Thank you for listening. I think we got to all the details actually. So they're here.
They're
I think we
somewhere,
here come the details. We were making all these cum jokes. I guess you know we can make we can make jokes about jizzing every week as long as there's no children here, right, Evan? And
God, jeez. Poor children.
And I guess that's all we gotta say.
This has been a joy and a pleasure.
Well, we'll have you back, and then maybe next time Karl will be in the hot seat.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk. Karl's gonna be in the hot seat. We're gonna see what Karl has to say about it. So let's give a big round of applause in your car, or you're sitting at home in front of your laptop.
If you're
for
in
our
your
guest,
car
JD
and you're driving,
Houchens,
take both hands off the steering wheel
and clap,
and
clap. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. You like, I like.
Let's cause pileups around Tulsa.
We got our producer,
Yes!
Rob Stewart. We got our talent coordinator and hot panelist, socializer, finding good sponsors, Evan Hughes. We got our docent, Karl Jones. We got our resident weed man, Jack Damminga. We got our director,
And we are hot.
Ian Upton. We got our visiting director. What's your last name? Oh, yeah. Ethan Cooper. And I guess that's all we got to say about it.
Oh, and shout out to Ethan's jacket for being the most stylish piece of clothing in the room.
It's a nice jacket.
Step in front of the camera. It's
It's a
nice.
peacoat. It's a peacoat. You pan over to Ethan, get that peacoat.
It's a nice navy peacoat. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I didn't know Living Ken was here. Okay, I didn't know Living Ken was here.
A few extra special thank yous to those who made today's episode of Here Come the Details possible. Jeremy Lamberton, Marcia Newmeyer, aka Sparky Pop, Rob Patterson, Rodney Asher, and today's theme music was done by Brian Gergis and Dean Minta. This is your producer, Rob Stewart, saying hello and goodbye.